Let me guess. You've been that person stuck doing all the work while your teammates disappear. Or maybe you've been in a group where no one knows who's doing what, nobody can agree on anything, and you end up with a complete mess. Sound familiar? Well, I want to talk about why most people approach group projects completely wrong, and the specific strategies that you need to take into every group project you're in. The first mistake almost everyone makes is what I call the invisible effort problem. You do great work, you're reliable, you contribute meaningfully to every meeting, but when things go wrong with the project, there's no way for your professor or manager to know that you weren't the problem. Here's the reality. When a group project fails or receives a poor grade, the outside evaluator can only judge based on the final deliverable. They weren't in your meetings. They didn't see who showed up prepared and who didn't. They have no idea that Sarah never responded to emails, or that Mike submitted his section 3 days late. And here's the thing that's really unfair. A great team member can absolutely be brought down by a poor team. You can give a good faith, honest, and competent effort and still end up being penalized simply because you had the bad luck of being grouped with incompetent or uncooperative teammates. So what's the solution? Documentation. From day one of any group project, you need to be systematically documenting 3 things: communications, responsibilities, and work completed. For communications, save every email, every text thread, every shared document with comments. Keep records of meeting attendance. If someone agrees to a deadline in a meeting, follow up with an email confirming that commitment. For responsibilities, don't just verbally agree on who's doing what. Create a shared document that clearly outlines each person's tasks with specific deadlines. Get everyone to confirm their assignments in writing. For work completed, track not just what gets done, but when it gets submitted and in what condition. If you receive a teammate's work that needs significant revision, document that. If you end up doing additional tasks that weren't originally yours, record that too. Most of the time, this documentation will never be needed. But when things do go wrong, and statistically, they will in some of your group projects, this documentation becomes your protection. The second major mistake everyone makes is being too nice about poor quality work from teammates. And I put nice in quotes because avoiding necessary criticism isn't actually nice. It's harmful to everyone involved. Here's what typically happens. A teammate submits work that clearly doesn't meet the project requirements. Maybe their section is too short, or it's off topic, or the quality is significantly below what's needed. And instead of addressing this directly, most students either say nothing or they give vague feedback like, looks good, when it clearly doesn't look good. This happens because we confuse personal preferences with project requirements. But there's a crucial distinction here. If something is just a matter of personal preference, you like bullet points while they prefer paragraphs, then yes, keep that to yourself. But if the way something is being done is a real detriment to the deliverables needed for the project, if it doesn't meet the assignment requirements, if it's gonna hurt the team's grade, then failing to speak up isn't being considerate. It's being irresponsible. When you avoid giving necessary criticism, you're protecting them from the information they need to improve their work, which ultimately hurts everyone. So how do you handle this properly? First, base your feedback firmly on project requirements, not personal preferences. Instead of saying, I don't like how you wrote this, say, this section needs to be expanded because the assignment requires 500 words per person, and this is currently 200 words. Second, be direct but constructive. Focus on the work, not the person. Say, this section needs more analysis to meet the project requirements, rather than, you didn't do enough analysis. And here's the key part. You need to expect and encourage the same level of honest feedback on your own work. When you submit something to the group, explicitly ask for criticism. Say something like, please let me know if anything here doesn't meet the project requirements, or if you see areas that need improvement. This creates a culture of honest, constructive feedback within your group, which dramatically improves everyone's work. Implementing both of these strategies requires a shift in how you approach group projects from the very first meeting. Start that first meeting by suggesting the group create a shared document for tracking responsibilities and deadlines. Frame it positively. I find it really helpful to have everything written down so we stay organized. When discussing the project requirements, Take the lead in making sure everyone understands the standards. Establish regular check-ins where people share their work in progress, not just final submissions. Remember, the goal isn't to be the group police officer. The goal is to create an environment where everyone can do their best work and where individual contributions are visible and valued. So, group projects will always have challenges. You can't control whether your teammates are responsible or skilled, but you can control how you document your contributions and how you handle quality standards within the group. The next time you're assigned to a group project, implement these approaches from day one. Your teammates might initially think you're being overly formal, but by the end of the project, everyone will appreciate the structure and clarity you brought to the collaboration.